Hello everyone, my name is PolishLynx and let's continue the story of everlasting summer. Something we didn't expect, well at least I didn't expect, and we'll see what's going on in this pioneer camp. A minute later we were approaching Olga Dmitrievna's cabin. Router and Lena remained silent and just shuddered slightly when they saw us. So, how is it? No one out there. What do you mean, no one? Everyone is gone, said Alisa through her tears. The girls rushed into each other's arms, and I sat next to Ruther, finally dropping that abhorrent pipe of mine to the ground. It's just that simple? Just that simple. But how? I really don't know. Maybe it's an alien abduction. What nonsense! Wanna play detective, Sherlock? Well, it could be the same maniac. It's kind of way too much for just one man, don't think so? I guess you're right, but who? What is it then? It still could turn out to be just a stupid prank. And Slavia too? It's all just a stupid prank? No, she was definitely murdered by someone. But who? He gave me a narrow gaze. I have no idea. Maybe it was you. I was starting to get wound up. Or you? Not me for sure. How can you prove it? Why on earth should I have to explain myself to you? You're the only one without an alibi. Ah, so you do have an alibi, huh? I was in my cabin at night. Shurik can prove it. Sure, but Shurik is temporarily unavailable. Rotter gritted his teeth and turned away. Anyway, I'm the one with an alibi here. I'm not going to justify myself here. I'm sure about myself. It's great to believe in yourself. I'm also sure about myself, and Miku can prove me right. I was with her all the time. Not exactly the best witness. Just as good as yours. I have no idea how long we could have argued like that if Lena hadn't intervened in the conversation. Boys, come on, that's enough. You're right. Sorry. Yeah, indeed. Now is not the best time for something like this. Anyway, we should stick together. Would it help keep us from disappearing? Asked Alisa timidly. I'm not sure about all the disappearance stuff, but at least it should help us to stay alive. I glanced at my watch. It's almost 4 o'clock. But are you sure your Miku is still inside? After all, there is a window. I'd be a little worried about that, actually. Okay, squad, time to hit the hay, or we're gonna end up totally wiped out. But no buts. Nobody else tried to object, and we entered the cabin quietly. What's happening? Seems like we woke up Masha up. It's okay, keep sleeping. But she was already sitting up on the bed and staring blankly at our little party. Well, you see, they're all gone, disappeared, everyone is gone. Lena burst into tears and flung her arms around Masha's neck. What's going on? Can you speak clearly? Well, long story short, I cracked my neck and compulsively reached for cigarettes in my pocket. Finding none, I heaved a sigh of frustration and said, It looks like there's just 5 of us left in this camp. Meaning everyone in this room. Rejoice, Captain Obvious has returned. You're gonna keep watch first. Eh? Nothing. Do you really think that it's safe for everyone to sleep at the same time? Well, it isn't, but... Exactly. I handed him the pipe and slowly approached the bed where Lena was still sobbing in Masha's arms. Well, if you don't mind. I slipped my boots off, climbed over the girls and turned towards the wall. But how? Anyhow, sleep. I was so exhausted, both physically and more importantly emotionally, that I was unable to do anything, think anything, communicate with anybody. I was desperate to get some sleep. Way too desperate. Masha's whispers, Lena's sobs, Alisa's voice, all that has somehow melted in a quiet lullaby, and so I fell asleep. I was forcibly awaked by someone doing their best to shake me. Basically shake me, that is. Ruther was leaning over me and nudging my shoulder. Well, it's your turn now. How long have I slept? About an hour. Only an hour? Stay on your watch. I'm already dozing off. Yeah, an infinite power source wouldn't hurt for our router. although it wouldn't hurt for me too. Okay, fine. I rose with considerable effort, climbed over Lena and Masha, who slept with their arms around each other, and jumped down to the floor. The room seemed slightly brighter. The morning is coming. Yeah. Ruther tried to get to my place, but I grabbed him by the collar, threw him down on the floor, and gave him a blanket and a pillow. So you can. And you cannot. Come to think about it, why can't he? Well, anyway, it's not that important now. I took the chair, dragged it to the door, sat down and started to wait. Anticipation seemed to be the best word to describe what I was feeling. Any moment now the door will burst open and a maniac will break into the room, or the last residents of this camp will disappear. Or I will disappear. In any case, something will happen. I deeply felt that. Ruther was snoring his head off, the girls were sleeping securely, and I was starting to doze off too. I clenched the pipe harder. The feeling of cold metal against my bare skin somehow brought me back to my senses. I must not sleep. I'm their only hope now. And my own too. But it's too hard, so hard to resist. Just a couple of minutes. Shit, my eyes seemed to have a life of their, opening and closing spontaneously as my mind wandered. A rustling came from behind the door. No, I must have imagined that it's just those damn grasshoppers. What are they still up to? Maybe it's the grasshopper to blame. They fell upon the camp like a swarm of locusts and devoured everybody. A vision of me being devoured by grasshoppers unfolded in my mind. A disgusting storm was brewing in my head. Their long legs, their wings, a huge head and the eyes, filled with darkness. Eyes reflecting the abyss. Just look a grasshopper in the eye, and it will never be the same again. That's how it happens. I'm running away and they are after me. There are thousands of them, millions. I'm desperately jumping over the pits and gullies, climbing hills and rocks. They don't care. They've got wings. Yeah, these filthy wings that make that nasty rattle. Probably they wouldn't need their teeth anyway. They just have to flap. These horrible wings faster and faster, summoning the sonic wave of the apocalypse. No, I just can't block out this hellish noise anymore. I'm falling desperately, trying to cover my ears with my hands. Please stop it, somebody! I was woken by a sharp pain in the back of my head. Opening my eyes, I realized that I was lying sprawled on the floor. It looks that I fell asleep and slipped off my chair. It was 9 o'clock. God damn it, it looks like I was sleeping for 5 hours straight. Anything could have happened. Horrified, I pat myself down and everything seemed to be in its place. Phew, that was close. I shook our squads awake. My turn already? You sleep too much. Why, I've been sitting here all night long. Sure, that was a lie, but telling them that I spent the night running for my life from the grasshoppers definitely wasn't an option. I'm sorry. Ruther hung his head. Don't worry about it. I'm hungry as hell. Masha stretched out and gave me a cute smile. And why are we all here? Don't you remember anything? Nope, what's the matter? Everyone is gone, said Alisa gloomily. Say what? Everyone is gone, vanished into thin air. Masha glanced out of window and said something. Seems like she remembered now. Well, getting something to eat is indeed a fine idea. Nobody was going to object. It's not like I was in the mood to eat, same as everyone else, but ultimately everyone knew that we had to keep ourselves running. Soon enough we were sitting in the canteen, quietly digging into whatever we could find. Want me to cook something? I inquired Masha quietly. Let's wait for lunch. For now it's fine. She gave me a disappointed look. Okay, so what are we gonna do? We have to get out of here. But the police? We have to get out of here. I repeated stubbornly. But how? Bus? It's highly unlikely that when we come, it doesn't run too often. At least there should be a timetable somewhere around here. I tried to remember if I've ever seen the bus map or its timetable somewhere. Probably not. Then we'll go on foot. Anything is better than staying here. But it's a long way to... Well, we might hitch a lift. Here in the middle of nowhere? I doubt that. Stop with that drama. Although think about it, it's exactly the right time for drama. I'm not being dramatic, but that's it. End of story. What are we gonna say when we reach the city? Well, we'll tell them the truth. We came to shoot a movie and then... What movie? Okay, stop fooling around, will you? I buried my legs in my hands, feeling ground down. Even if it was kind of funny yesterday, although it really wasn't, you can stop it now. I don't get you. You're still going to keep on pretending that you came here, not to shoot a movie but to roleplay as pioneer. I don't understand the feeling. I just swept her surprised gaze across everyone. But we are pioneers. What pioneers, for God's sake? Masha would had kept silent so far, butted in. It's the 21st century out there. Yeah, right, pioneers. 21st? Looks like we're indeed in deep mess. So we are all gonna say that you are, well, we are normal pioneers who just came here on vacation for a week or so. A heavy silence followed. Well, yeah. I cast a look at Masha. It looks like she doesn't know how to react either. I signaled to her, pointing at the door. Excuse me for a second. Having gone outside, I asked, what do you think? Well, she adopted the pose of the ancient Greek thinker. It looks like they genuinely believe that, and some folks named Semyon and Miku were in our shoes until yesterday. Some. Well, I guess you're more familiar with them than I am. Oh, come on. I interrupted her. Couldn't you come up with a more feasible theory? I still have absolutely no theories at all. I no longer know what to think. Me neither. But anyway, all hell is breaking loose here even without taking pioneers into account. Murders, dozens of people disappearing without a trace. That ought to be our top priority now. I looked closely at Masha. Wonder how can she keep such a cool head under these circumstances. Sure, I'm also trying to be calm, but... That means... What? Let's leave this issue for later. But at least a wild guess. I guess it's somehow connected to the disappearances. It's safe to assume that one, or even two or three humans couldn't deal with so many people at once. Agreed. It might be that this phenomenon somehow affected them. Might be. Anyway, it's easier to believe in that than, for example, that we are in parallel reality or something. You know, by now I'm willing to believe in anything. Then let's stick to this theory for now. Okay. Let's go. You go ahead, I'll be back in a minute. It's dangerous to be all alone. Seriously, what's so dangerous? Broad daylight and everyone is around here. Okay. But what about her? Maybe she'll be in dangerous situation. She gave me a faint smile and headed back to the canteen. But still, her behavior is also quite odd. It looks like the last few days changed everything and everyone, including Masha. Yesterday, shock, fear and trembling. Today, cold and sensible reasoning. Damn, she's even more self-assured than me. Could it just be a good sleep? No, there is something wrong with her too. Sure, she doesn't think that she's a pioneer like everyone else does, but still. If something has happened to them, then maybe it also happened to me. No, it can't be. Everything seems to be fine. I double-checked my body and found no abnormalities. Okay, I have to keep calm and control myself. I got up and was about to return to the canteen when suddenly I heard a tiny voice from behind my back, as if somebody was calling for me. I got down from the porch and took a few steps towards the voice. Somebody was peering at me from behind a tree. It was Uliana. No, not Uliana, but something that looked like her. I froze in my tracks. Half of her face was turned on, hanging down in shreds. Her green jaw trembled nervously as if in laughter, and bloodshot eye, hanging half of its socket, suddenly swooped its pupil to look at me. I stopped breathing. I felt like I was gonna die right now due to the shock. Semyon! The thing that seemed to be Uliana was calling for me. My legs began to give out. I tried to harden the collapse, tried to scream, tried to run away, but my consciousness had already left a body that now was just a rag doll moving by the will of an invisible puppet master. One more second and... Hey! I instinctively turned towards the ward cold side of Masha standing on the porch and then instantly looked back to Uliana. But she was gone. Masha seemed to notice the deathly pallor upon my face and jumped over to me in the blink of an eye. What happened? I just saw Uliana. There. I pointed my finger towards the tree. Sure, the sight of the butchered Slavia was indeed gruesome. But at least she was dead and not walking around in broad daylight with her face torn apart. And she wasn't calling me by my name, even if the name wasn't my own. The last ounces of my strength deserted me and I collapsed to my knees. What? Where? Masha was shaking me by the shoulders. It wasn't her. That was... I don't know. Get a hold of yourself! I felt around arm slap his me in the face and gave Masha a questioning look. My cheek burned, but I slowly started to regain my composure. Uliana was there, with her face. Basically it was a zombie. Yeah, zombie Uliana. That's the most rational explanation I can give. Masha looked at me dumbfounded. Anything can happen here. If you'd seen her yourself... Thank God I didn't. Come on, I'll get you some water. Alright, let's end the episode here. This is getting more and more creepy. Alright, see you in the next episode then. Bye.